Okay, Chris stated in an interview that Monkey from Korn is like one of his favorite guitarists. Now you got Jonathan Davis guest vocaling on the album. So how much Korn is on the new Suicide Silence?
Depends how big of a Korn fan you are. Because it's like, if you would never really listen to Korn, you might not even be able to tell that there's any Korn influence in it. But, I mean, one, the tuning we play in is really close to their tuning. We play 7-string guitars, and we wrote that song for Jonathan Davis, and it kind of has a new essence of Suicide Silence and Korn that kind of comes together. It's really obvious when you hear his voice on it. It's like, oh yeah, that doesn't sound really like Suicide Silence, but it makes sense. Excuse me. No, I mean, there's a lot of Korn influence on all the other, on The Cleansing and on No Time to Bleed too. It just really does. It depends on how big of a fan you are and how into dissecting people's influences there are. I mean, there's a lot of influence besides Korn too, but it comes through. There's a good bit of Korn influence on all the records.
You also got Frank Mull from Suffocation. How did you get those two guys to help on the record? Just call them?
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it was a little more in depth with Jonathan Davis, but just because
of the label or something.
Well, we're not like super direct friends with him, but I mean, we do know each other and we have hung out. But it's not like I have his number and we're like talking to each other all the time. But just had to go through, offer him the spot, say like, hey, are you willing to sing on this? And it came back as yes, and then it came back as they were working on their new EP, so we had to kind of work around schedules. And that was pretty much the only thing that was hard with them. And then Frank, like, he's more of our like actual friend, and we can just get in touch with him real easy. And all it was like, hey, you want to do this? And like, hey, we can send you the tracks right now. And he's like, all right, I can make studio time tomorrow night. And then it was like we had it back within 2 days. Cool. And that song too, there's like those parts where it's like it's pretty Suicide Silence, but when you hear Frank's voice on it, you're like, oh, well, now it really makes sense where the Suffocation influence comes from, because it's like, now that his voice is on our song, you're like, oh, that kind of does sound like Suffo.
Okay, The Black Crown is going to be your last record on Central Media, is that right?
It's not. It's up in the air.
Okay.
We're free agents, so it's like now. It got twisted in words where it's like, I don't know how Mitch worded it, but I think he either said, it's our last record on Central Media. If that's what he said, then what he was meaning is like, we signed a contract to record 3 records with Century Media. This is our last record on the Century Media contract.
Okay.
So, yeah, we don't know what we're going to be doing.
Do you have any offers maybe from?
No, there hasn't been any other offers, honestly. And there's been little talk amongst, like, I was just talking to Jens, who works for Century Media Germany, talking about what we could do. And, I told him that I'd love to be on Century Media. But it's just all business shit. It's like whatever label we're on doesn't really matter. It's not going to influence the way that we sound. So it's kind of unimportant to me, really. I mean, just whatever is the safest place for us to go. Like, we're not going to go sign to fucking Warner Brothers or Sony or anything like that, because that's just the industry is fucking weird, and I don't really see a purpose for a band like us to be on such a major label. Because we like to do extreme shit and things that aren't necessarily radio friendly or MTV worthy. Maybe it's a little more worthy over, in the UK or in Europe. But still, we're gonna keep it fucking, metal, keep it semi on the underground and shit. So
cool.
Yeah, maybe we'll even do a DIY record and just put it out ourselves. Who knows?
So yesterday, you posted a still from a video shoot to your Facebook page, I think.
I have no control over that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure we did.
There was a lot of blood on there.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from the video?
A fucking lot of blood, a lot of gore, a lot of. I mean, the song is for it's You Only Live Once, and I haven't seen it yet. Like, tomorrow, I think, is Monday.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're getting our first rough edit of like a minute of the video. So I don't even know exactly what it's going to be, but I know that we were fucking rocking out for like 10 hours, just getting bloody as hell, and had a lot of fun with it. So
there's no real like story behind it, or
the story. I mean, the story is just like we're getting fucking shot at. We're getting. Okay. I mean, the lyric, you only get one shot, and it's like we're just getting shot at and we're getting fucking blown away. So I mean, I'm sure there will be somehow the director will make some kind of plot around it, but I think it's just kind of cliche people that would dislike the band are shooting at us and trying to kill us. So that's kind of what it is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mark, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.